Hey there. So let's talk about Mandarin Chinese. Asking someone, how old are you, feels like it should be one of the first, simplest things you learn, right? But what if I told you that asking that simple question the wrong way could actually be kind of rude? Yep, we're about to dive into why this one little question is packed with culture, respect, and some really fascinating social rules. So I'm willing to bet that if you've studied any Mandarin at all, a certain phrase for, how old are you, just popped into your head. Go ahead, think of it. Got it? Okay, hold that thought. Because that exact phrase, while totally perfect for talking to a 5-year-old, could get you some serious side-eye if you said it to an elder or your new boss. And that's really the heart of it. In Mandarin, there isn't just one single universal way to ask. The phrase you pick right in that moment tells the other person everything. It shows them if you understand their status, what your relationship is, and most importantly, how much respect you're giving them. It's all about the context. All right, so let's start with the one you probably already know. This is ground zero, the phrase that pretty much every single beginner learns in like their first week of class. And there it is, 你几岁? If you translate it literally, it's something like, you how many years old? And look, this is your go-to informal question. It's absolutely perfect for your friends, people your own age, and especially for kids, let's say anyone under 10. Just think of it as the super casual default way to ask. Okay, but here's where it gets interesting. What happens when you're not talking to a friend? What if you're meeting your partner's grandmother for the first time, or you're in a meeting with a respected professor? All of a sudden, throwing out a casual 你几岁 can sound a little blunt, maybe even a bit disrespectful. And that brings us to the first and maybe the most important layer of respect in this whole conversation. It all comes down to a single word, the word for you. Take a close look at these two characters. The difference looks tiny, right? But believe me, it makes a huge difference. On the left, you've got ni, that's the standard everyday you. But on the right, you have nin. This is the formal, respectful you. You're going to use nin when you're talking to elders, teachers, your boss, anyone in a position of authority. It's basically the verbal equivalent of choosing to say sir or ma'am instead of just using their first name. So the easiest way to level up your politeness is to just swap out that pronoun. Instead of ni ji sui, you get nin ji sui. It's a really small change in how it sounds, but it's a massive leap in tone that immediately shows you get it. It signals respect. But wait, we're not done yet, because when you're showing some serious, deep respect, especially for older folks, sometimes just changing the pronoun isn't quite enough. The entire structure of the question can actually change. Check this out. For elders, a much more common and polite way to ask is 您多大岁数?您多大岁数? You'll notice we still have our respectful 您 at the beginning, but the rest of the phrase is totally different. This version just feels more deferential, more formal. It's really the gold standard for respectfully asking an elder their age. So you might be wondering why all these changes? Why so complicated? Well, to really understand it, you have to look at what age, or sui, actually means in the culture. You see, the character sui technically means year of age, but it represents so much more than that. It's not just a number. It's a symbol of experience, of wisdom, and it helps define your place in the social order. In many ways, age dictates how you should be addressed and how you're treated. So why does all this matter so much? Well, because respect for elders and for social hierarchy is a huge cornerstone of the culture. It's the very same reason you'd use a formal title like xiansheng for Mr. or nushi for Mrs. instead of just jumping to a first name. It's all connected. In fact, sometimes the most polite and respectful thing you can do is to just not ask about age directly at all. The language gives you all the tools you need to navigate these social moments with grace. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's see how this all plays out in the real world. We're going to look at two very different scenarios. First step, just picture two kids, or maybe two young friends, just hanging out. The whole vibe is relaxed, it's informal, they're peers. So, person A asks that simple, classic question we started with, 你几岁? It's direct, it's friendly, and in this context, it's absolutely the right way to ask. And person B gives a simple, direct answer back, 我10岁,我10岁. I am 10 years old. See? Easy peasy. This is the kind of exchange that most people learn right at the beginning. Now, let's totally flip the script. Imagine a younger person talking to someone much older, someone they really respect. Maybe it's at a formal dinner or a big family gathering. Here, the question changes completely. Person A uses that polite, formal structure we just learned. 您多大岁数? The tone is instantly respectful, and it acknowledges the age difference right from the get-go. And the answer is just as clear. 我50岁. I am 50 years old. See what happened there? The information that was exchanged is exactly the same, but how it was asked set a tone of deep respect from the very first word. So I want to leave you with this thought. After all of this, when you ask for someone's age in Mandarin, you're doing so much more than just asking for a number. You're making a statement about your relationship with that person and about your understanding of their place in the world. It's a small question with a very big meaning.